Have you ever wondered if you can grow a lemon, an orange, a lime, a tangelo from seed and get the same type of fruit? Is there a reason why nurseries graft them instead of growing them from seed? And if you actually grow it from seed, how long does it actually take for that seedling to start fruiting? Is it even worth it? Well, those are some of the questions I'm going to be answering for you today. So let's go ahead and get started. Alright guys, let's go ahead and get started with the two different types of seeds. For citrus plants, you're going to have monoembryonic and then you're going to have polyembryonic. So what is the difference? Monoembryonic are actually cross-pollinated, meaning that the seeds are going to have genetic variations. So when you eat the fruit of, let's say, a lemon and you plant the lemon seed, you're not going to get a lemon because it's going to be different. It's being cross-pollinated with another citrus, and that's why they're not true to seed. Now the next variety is going to be polyembryonic. Now polyembryonic, they're actually true to the fruit you eat it from, except for one. Polyembryonic seeds, you can tell the difference when you sprout them because one seed will give you several different sprouts. Monoembryonic, normally when you sprout the seeds, it's just going to give you one sprout. And that is usually how you can tell the difference between the two. So can you grow citrus from seed? Yes, you can. You just need to know which varieties are monoembryonic and which varieties are polyembryonic. So kumquats, to give you an idea, are generally grafted simply because if you eat a kumquat seed, put it in the ground, you're not gonna get a kumquat. Now, on the other hand, like this tangelo right here, this tangelo is a polyembryonic, meaning that if you eat a tangelo and you plant a seed, you will most likely get another tangelo that is similar to the tree that you got it from. How cool is that? This is why you can't believe everything that you read online. Most people online are going to tell you need to graft your citrus. You need to do this, you need to do that, because that's the only way it's been done, and that's the only way, nurseries actually grow their trees, so you got to do what people tell you to do. Well, check this out. Today, I got proof, guys. You don't have to just take my word for it. I love it. I can make these videos because I can actually prove it to you and show you that a tangelo can be grown from seed, and you will actually get a tangelo. Let me show you. Let me actually get a tangelo so you can actually see what it looks like if this is the first time that you're actually looking at a tangelo. This is the tangelo right here. So let's walk over here. Now, over the years, when the fruits fall to the ground, we try to pick them as soon as they hit the ground. But a lot of the times, if they've been in the ground for a little while, the bugs start getting in them, and then, it's just not good. So we just leave them on the ground. And if we're not paying attention, they will actually, the seeds inside the tangelos are going to germinate and they will root themselves into the ground. Just like this little one over here. We're going to be digging this up soon because it's just not a good spot for it, because that little seedling right here will get just as big as my main tangelo. It's just not going to work out. Now check this other one out here. You see that one? That one here has been in the ground for 3 years. I felt bad about it. I didn't dig it up. Now it's huge and actually started fruiting. Now let me show you something. This is a seedling right here. And now you can see on the bottom, it has like a V, so it splits into two trunks. Now let's go ahead and follow the one on the right. Let's go this way, going that way, coming this way. All right, this is the same branch. Let me show you. Let me back off. All right, you see that? You see that fruit right there? See that, guys? Does that look like a tangelo to you? Well, guess what, guys? This is a tangelo grown from seed. This is another one right here. You see that? That is a tangelo grown from seed. And the ones over here on the ground actually came from this seedling right here. Yes, just like that, guys. Let me pick this, or actually let me back off, because I'm gonna get some non-believers out there that are gonna argue that this is my main tangelo. No, it's not. It is this seedling right here. And if you live close to me, you can actually stop by and see my tree in person. This is a seedling, and it actually gave me a tangelo that looks and tastes the same as my actually tangelo in the ground. Now your fruits are not always going to be consistent. Like this one has the bell shape, but you can see a lot of my fruits from my bigger tree, some of them have more pronounced bells, other ones don't. But yeah, so this is a seedling right here, guys, and it tastes, I would say, 99% the same as my tangelo that was in the ground. Now check this out. This is the weird part about it. When you sprout a polyembryonic seed, it's gonna give you several sprouts. Most of the sprouts are gonna be true to the fruit you got it from, but then there's gonna be one sprout that was actually cross-pollinated with a different variety, and that one is not gonna be true. But somehow, I don't know what happened here, I don't know how it happened either, they merged. One is poly, and then the other one, look at it, let me show you. Let's follow the trunk on the left. It's coming this way. Now let me shake it so that way you can see. You see those orange looking fruits over there? That's from this branch right here. All right, then let's go take a look at them close. This right here are coming from the same tree, and as you can see, they do not look like a tangelo. They look more like an orange. This was actually cross-pollinated probably with my lemon tree. You can see the difference, and it tastes actually sour on the inside, just like a lemon. You would say it's a sour orange. And they're coming from the same tree. How weird is that? I have never seen that happen. Unless you actually intend it to happen, and when you actually graft several varieties on the same tree. But I did not graft this. I did not even intend to plant this tree in the ground. It just planted itself from one of the fruits that fell onto the ground, and then it just germinated all by itself. So my guess is when they sprouted, I probably had several sprouts, and then one of the stronger poly actually started growing, and then the mono started growing too, and somehow they merged together instead of growing as two separate trees. So they're both coming from the same tree. So yeah, guys, so if you want to grow a citrus, now you know, as long as your citrus is polyembryonic, you can actually grow them from seed. And this is something that I actually learned recently. For the longest time, I thought the reason citrus are grafted is because that's the only way to keep the varieties true. And I think that's another gardening myth that I'll probably be making another video specifically just about it. Because the only reason I get my citrus wholesale is because they come grafted. Because you're supposed to use a specific rootstock and blah blah blah, and they're, if you don't use the rootstocks they recommend for your area, your citrus are gonna die. Those citrus over there look like it's struggling. Those look like it's dying. I mean, come on, guys. I never watered that tree. I never even planted a seed. It germinated all by itself, took care of itself, and it grew and reached the sun and it started fruiting. How long did it take to actually start fruiting? Well, I'll be honest with you. It's been in the ground for about 3 years now, and I've noticed flowers at about year 2. But a lot of the flowers that I got last year, they just dropped, so I didn't really have any fruits. Now this year, it fruited tons. And I was walking around this area, and then I saw this orange looking fruits, and I'm like, what the heck is that? And then I realized it was coming from that seedling over there. But then I went on the other side, and then I see tangelos hanging from the same tree, and I'm like, what in the world is this? So I went online, did some reading, did some research from actually reliable sources, and then learned that citrus actually are not all monoembryonic. There are a lot of varieties like this tangelo that actually are polyembryonic, and you can actually grow them from seed, and they will give you the same type of fruit. So guess what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna be planting tons of seedlings, and I'm gonna be, selling them. Why not? I can sell them cheaper. I can grow them in mass quantities because seeds are a lot easier than doing cuttings or grafting. And now I don't have to buy tangelos from a wholesaler that says I have to because their trees are better because they are on specific rootstocks. You know what, guys? I've never seen a rootstock make the scion stronger. And that doesn't just apply to citrus, it applies to every single grafted tree that I have here at the nursery. Not once have I seen a rootstock make any scions stronger. Every time the trees take damage, they always, 100% of the time, die to the rootstock. So they always act as two different trees until the trees get fully mature like this. But anyways, guys, as you can see, you can grow your own citrus. If you want to see which varieties are actually polyembryonic or monoembryonic, just go ahead and check the description below. I'm going to be posting the most common varieties, which ones are going to be monoembryonic and which ones are polyembryonic. So if you have a citrus or you go to the store and you want to grow it from seed, now you know that it's not going to be a waste of time. And you're not going to be waiting millions of years for your citrus to start fruiting. Mine started flowering at 2 years from seed, and as you can see, 3 years in the ground, and I'm getting tons of fruits. Now, one thing you got to keep in mind when sprouting polyembryonic seeds is you will get several sprouts per seed. How can you tell which ones are poly and which one is the mono? Like that one over there that looks like an orange. Well, according to the stuff that you read online, the ones that's the weakest, the ones that's the smallest, that is usually the monoembryonic. So you clip those off. The ones that are vigorous, growing super healthy, looking nice, and they all look the same, those are the polyembryonic, which are going to be identical to the fruit where you got it from. Alright guys, as you see, not everything you read online it's always going to be true. And that's one of the things that I like about growing plants and having this YouTube channel. I can actually test things and have evidence by posting them online. So if I'm trying to teach you something, it's always going to be a lot better if I have proof to show you. And this is just this Tangelo, guys, and I didn't even mean to plant it. Until recently, I thought most citrus were monoembryonic, and that's the reason why they come grafted. But now I know, and I have proof, that that's not true. So guess what? I'm going to be growing tons of citrus now from seed. How cool is that? I'm amazed because, I mean, this is a belief that I had in my mind, and if somebody else had told me different and they didn't have a video to prove it, I probably would not have believed it. But anyways, guys, as always, if you have any questions, comment below. Don't forget to like the video so it gets recommended to other people, so more people can see what true gardening is about. And I will see you next time.